Hi everyone, welcome back to GoLocal Live. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us for this Friday afternoon for the latest in news and politics and some big news out of the Blackstone Valley Tourism Council and the Tapei Economic and Cultural Office of Boston. So I'd like to welcome Bob Billington and May Lynn. Thank you both for coming in. Okay. Bob should start with that.
Thank you.
Big news this week. Director General Douglas Chu announced a $120,000 gift to Pawtucket in the way of 6 new boats for the annual Taiwan Day Festival and the Rhode Island Dragon Boat races that are taking place in September. So let's take a few steps back, and I'll probably have May start with this as well. I believe there was a Rhode Island elected official who had eyed the boats. That would be Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee. Now, there already are 6 boats in the city. This will double the size of the fleet. And we've got some also local benefactors here as well that we'll get into too. So let's talk about the process and the relationship that's really strengthened and evolved over the years between Blackstone Valley and the Tapei Economic and Cultural Office.
Okay, that's a very long story, but I just took it in short. The United States and Taiwan has a very special relations. Back to 40 years ago in 1979, we had U.S. Congress passed a special, unique legislature about Taiwan Relations Act, or in short, TRA, which lays the foundation of the United States and Taiwan to continue our relationship, despite we don't have an official diplomatic ties. For the past 40 years, we do have maintained good relations with the United States and also with the 50 states here in U.S. So particularly with Rhode Island. For the past 20 years, we have enjoyed, not only for the trade and educational exchange, we are also as a important partner with Rhode Island in the cultural exchange. For instance, we have this Dragon Boat Race and Taiwan Day Festival for 20 years ago, under your great leadership. We have the very first one, and we helped to fundraise the very first generation of the Dragon Boat. So this year, in return to celebrate the 40th anniversary of TRA, as well as the 20 years anniversary of the Dragon Boat Race and Taiwan Day Festival, we also, under the request, in response to the Lieutenant Governor McKee's request back in 2017, my office helped to fundraise the 6 new boats, six new boats coming in this year to join the competition this year. So that's what we are doing right now.
And so very exciting. Bob, what does this mean for the festival?
Well, this is going to actually allow us to expand the festival. This year we're going to 2 days. We're going to start on Friday night and then be all day Saturday into a little bit into Saturday night. It'll also allow us to bring in smaller teams. Normally we have teams which are about 24 paddlers. It's a big team, and so we thought the smaller boats would allow us to bring in teams around 18 paddlers. So that'll make it a little bit easier to attract corporations.
So will they be different divisions? Will the 18s race against the 24s? Will there be different fleets, if you will?
Well, we're still working out the details because we want to use the existing 24 paddler boats with the 18 paddler boats, and so we're still playing around with how it's going to work, but they will all be on the water at one time. It's going to be quite exciting.
And let's talk a little bit as well, again, this big, wonderful gift, and thank you for here in Rhode Island for contributing to this. If you've been to these days, it's exciting, a wonderful cultural celebration. There were some Rhode Islanders who helped make this happen as well. The Central Falls Luke Charitable Foundation helped cover the shipping costs because it costs a pretty penny to send 6 boats from Taiwan over to the United States.
So we do appreciate their support.
And they're not light. They're heavy boats. They're a little bit less than a ton apiece. They're going to be somewhere around 40 feet long, so it's going to take several containers, but they will come complete with the life jackets, the paddles, the steering oars. And the Charitable Foundation has been a part of Taiwan Day and the Chinese Dragon Boat races since the beginning. So with their support, we're going to get this amazing gift safely into the Pawtucket water.
So May, talk a little bit about the festival and what it means for the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office to have that presence in Pawtucket, the celebration, because it's more than just the dragon boats. It's food, it's performance. I mean, it's a all-encompassing, great fun celebration. And what does it mean to be able to share that here in Rhode Island?
You know, as we just mentioned that this year is a joyful year for both Taiwanese people and also the United States government and people. So we have a little bit preview on this coming Sunday. So April 7th, we are going to have a kind of reception open to the public at the Blackstone Valley Visitor Center. So we will have, as we mentioned, we will celebrate the 40th anniversary of TRA, as well as the 20th anniversary of the Dragon Boat Race and Taiwan Festival, as well as the 6th newly built boat. So we will have this reception. We will prepare a little bit of Taiwanese snacks, refreshment, and also have a photo exhibition to mark the important moment over the past years in the U.S.-Taiwan relations. Also, we have a film to broadcast at that time and some arts craft. I personally will be there at the arts and craft to pull the lantern. So we will come and encourage all the people here to join with us to celebrate on this coming Sunday at 1 p.m.
Very good. We'll be sure to provide links to that. So if folks are watching and you want to take part, of course, looking ahead towards September as well. And Bob, you kind of alluded to the new size of the boats being able to bring folks in. So let's talk a little bit about the Tourism Council's goals, bringing in the wider community. What would you like folks to know who are watching, or businesses or people who might think about participating? Who have you gotten, and what, how wide are you trying to cast this net?
Well, we've learned that local companies, Hasbro, Colette Vacations, companies like that love to put a team together. It's great for bonding. They'll practice all summer long. We provide opportunity. We teach them how to paddle. They come out on race day, and for us, the more community members we can have and draw, the better. But we also draw the professional teams. But really, these newer boats are going to let us, we think, engage more of the community. The more people we get down to the Pawtucket River and the Blackstone River, the more they are convinced that it's worthy of enjoyment, investing, and the Taiwan Dragon Boats just help us do that.
Well, very good. Big news again this week out of the Blackstone Valley Tourism Council and the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office of Boston. So May Lynn and Bob Billington, thank you so much for taking the time to come on. And again, we'll provide links for the event taking place this weekend. And if you want to mark your calendars for September, and if you're a business watching and saying, I want to get my employees signed up and involved in this, we'll be sure to point you in the right direction. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back here with our next guest on GoLocal Live.
Bye-bye.